Have you ever wondered what the BMW E39 M5 could be if it was reimagined some 25 years after its launch?
A 5-liter V8 with 400 horsepower. 500 Newton-meters of torque transforms our acceleration lane into a takeoff field for jets from 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds. No comment needed.
This car has been laser scanned and 3D modeled, so we get to do exactly that. If there ever was the greatest car project, this might be it. So in this video, I will tell you what's the plan for restomodding this magnificent BMW. So welcome to Outpost Garage. My name is Panu, and today we're starting to make the ultimate car dream come true. This here is my 2002 M5, and if you asked me what car I would choose for the rest of my days to do it all, it would be this. The M5 launched in 1998 to be the most powerful production saloon car on the planet. This car has a high-tech 5-liter V8 power plant connected to a beautiful 6-speed manual gearbox. In the late 90s, the M5's competition was a supercharged Jaguar XJ-R making 370 horsepower and the Mercedes 600 making 389 horsepower. These two cars were heavier and leaned towards the luxury side of things when the M5 was unmatched in driving dynamics. And to prove a point, the M5 was almost 5 seconds faster from 0 to 200 kph than the supercharged Jaguar. The regular E39 5 Series was so good that even my favorite car journalist, Chris Harris, described it on topgear.com in 2023 like so. When the music stops and the reciprocating engines using liquid fuel are no longer produced, those who remember that era will look to name the most significant internal combustion engine cars. And they will talk about the Model Ts, the 250 GTOs and the McLaren F1s. But they should really talk about the E39 5 Series BMW, the most complete car I have ever driven. Every time I read that, I get goosebumps and I get a bit emotional. Maybe it's the way Chris is describing an end of an era, but such is the way of life and times moving forwards. But I have to say, I am not ready to let go of this magnificent machine. The E39 has a timeless, elegant and beautiful design, but there are some bits that make it look a bit dated. Can you guess what is my biggest gripe with the design? Yeah, unpainted plastic trim going around the car. Thank God car companies these days don't use unpainted plastic trims in their cars, right? So one afternoon, a couple of years ago, I was sitting here and staring at the car, especially the plastic trim, which I don't like. I was wondering what the car might look if it didn't have that plastic trim going on. So the first rudimentary image was photoshopped and the result was promising. So some people have painted the plastic trim to match the color of the car, but the trim is still there. And this has led me to the conclusion that all the body panels, doors included, need to be reshaped, or rather recreated. And while you're in there, why not make them out of lightweight materials such as carbon fiber?
Carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber.
And this has led me down a rabbit hole so deep, and I think I need to go all in to make this car project and car dream come true.
I'm sure most of you have seen the magnificent reimagined Porsche 964 by Singer Vehicle Design. This and some other restomods have been the inspiration for this car project. I really like the ethos of the original Singer 964, how to create the best possible version of a car while honoring its roots and originality.
The question we want answered is what kind of car the M5 could be if it was made today with a bigger budget, more exotic materials and modern tools. But let's not get carried away just yet. A lot of good ideas have been and need to be axed to keep this car timeless and elegant. We have 3 philosophical targets with the car: to make it more elegant, make it more contemporary and add a bit of muscle. To make it more elegant, we need to remove things. We'll be removing parking sensors, plastic trim, washer jets, and other stuff like that. To make it more contemporary, we'll be redesigning the front and rear lights. And to give it a bit more muscle, we are showing a bit of unpainted carbon fiber on select areas.
As of now, we have been designing the car in 3D for over a year. And here are the steps so far. First, we laser scanned half of the car to create a dot cloud file. This was then mirrored and then made into a 3D wireframe image where the car has been redesigned. Along the way, we've had multiple discussions on the design and functionality. It has been an interesting and challenging journey so far. I have also been figuring out the manufacturing and fabrication department while all this has been going on. The reason I am not showing you the whole car yet is that the design is not fully ready. There are still parts of the design that need to be finalized, such as the front bumper, which is a very difficult piece to figure out. Now it's time to go over some design details. Let's first check out the side profile of the car. Here we are making the car more elegant by removing or changing the following. First, we are repositioning the side blinkers to the side view mirrors. Then we are making the door handles flat. The original wheels are now 19 inches, but a new design will follow later. The front suspension has been lowered more than the rear. And as the biggest and most obvious change, we have removed the plastic trim and redesigned the doors without the mounting points for the trim. Now let's zoom into the front. In the front light housing, the front side blinker and the reflector has been redesigned with the 3 LED stripes. The bumper has more muscle and the drop is much sharper than the rounded original bumper. Parking sensors and the black trim along with the headlight washer jets have been removed. The horizontal line going across the car now went sooner since the last bit has been removed from the side wing. Next, let's check out the rear. Here the drop in the bumper is also much sharper and pronounced. This is one of my favorite design details. It also makes the stock rear wheel fender look much more menacing. Protruding out of the rear bumper is a carbon fiber diffuser. And lastly, the rear lights have a new and fresh look. And lastly, I will show you the front lights. It has been an interesting journey with the front lights, but personally I think this might be the best area with the new design. Here we have combined 2 obvious design elements from the E53 X5, E38 facelifted 7 Series and the E46 3 Series Saloon and Touring. First are the eyelids. At first I was a bit skeptical that this would be a bit too much, but combined with the lifted lower line it works amazingly well. Second is the line that continues from between the hood and the front wing. We got this from the E46 3 Series Saloon and Touring car. This doesn't do it justice in its original form, but here it works wonderfully. Unfortunately, some of the areas of the car are not fully designed yet, so I will not reveal them just yet.
Our mission here is threefold. First, we'll touch up on the exterior design as we've talked about. Second, we'll lose as much weight as possible, aiming for something between 150 and 200 kilograms. And third, we'll improve the driving dynamics as much as we can without sacrificing anything on the comfort and usability department. So weight reduction is a big thing here. And since carbon fiber and other exotic materials allow us to lose weight quite easily, let's keep that momentum going on. Inside here, the heavy electric front seats will be changed to lighter ones. And up front, under the engine, the front subframe, which is made of steel, will be made out of titanium. And to make the driving dynamics a bit better, we'll be improving the steering system. Unfortunately, the V8 powered E39 series cars, so the M5, 540 and 535, came with a recirculating ball steering system, which is inferior to the rack and pinion system that came with the straight 6-engined E39s. And lastly, this car definitely needs a lighter flywheel for the engine to rev faster. Oof. Well, there you go. Maybe 40 kilos. Of course, there's other stuff as well, but just the steel frame of the door is pretty heavy.
Check out these high-resolution wallpaper images that you can download for your phone or computer. Just go to outpostgarage.com or click the link in the description.
And now comes the important bit. I really want to make this car dream come true, and I've also been thinking maybe building these for other Super Saloon enthusiasts. Looking at you, Mate Rimac. But that's going to be a difficult, expensive and a bumpy road. And if you want to see this car being made, you can help by getting this video onto every car enthusiast's screen. So you can like, subscribe or share the link to your friend. You can also help by dropping a comment on what you liked, what you didn't like, what you would like to see, or what might be the biggest downfall or pitfall of this car project. All help is welcome. The more interest there is, the more inclined I am in making this big and financially risky jump into building the ultimate BMW E39 M5. So I am preparing a longer video which will be on this very YouTube channel, where I'll be going through all the planned design and mechanical changes in the car, bumpers included. So make sure to watch this space. My new website, carrepairguide.com, is now online, where we have done a lot of research in creating these buyer's guides. We'll be answering the question how much spare parts cost and what's the availability, so you don't have to second guess how much an enthusiast car costs to keep on the road. Go check it out.